Hello to any and all movie nerds and fans out there, and in particular, animated film fans. Welcome to Film Obsessed, where today we are going to talk about a topic of conversation that is very important to the film industry with regards to animated movies dominating the box office once again in 2024 with films like Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4. This is a topic of discussion that I feel like we have to be having more given where the state of the film industry is and movie theaters as well. It is good news, and I want to speak to it here in this video. If you are somebody who has seen either of those two films and likes seeing the success from them at the box office, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel so that we can build this film community that I'm trying to start here on this channel. Without further ado, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and let's jump right into it. So anyone here who has seen the news lately knows that right now, not only is the summer box office off to a great start, but it's particularly off to a great start with animated movies. Both Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 are eating it up with audiences right now. Inside Out 2 has already made more than $1.2 billion after several weeks and will be the highest grossing Pixar film of all time. And then Despicable Me 4 has made over $250 million worldwide just after a week as of me recording this video. This is a big deal for many reasons, of which is the reason why I'm making this video today. Just in general, this is good for everyone, not just movie theaters and movie studios who have made these movies, but also theater goers and people who have gotten the chance to go out in droves and see them with their families and friends. One of the biggest things that movie theaters as a whole are needing right now are the family audiences. In my personal opinion, it is maybe the main demographic of a movie theater goer that has not fully returned to seeing films in theaters. Obviously, this is due to many circumstances with regards to the economical situations of which we are living in right now around the world. There is a lot of price gouging happening in many different industries, and in particular, movie theaters, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that movie tickets and concessions are extremely expensive depending on where you live. This has pushed people, and mainly family audiences, from wanting to go because they know they can't afford it as much as they may want to go and see a particular film with their families. Obviously, some of this can also pertain to the fact that when we connect it in with animated movies, there are not always animated movies coming out every single week or every single month. But recently, in the last however many years, even when there was one that came out, they don't do as well given multiple other circumstances, one of which I just mentioned with regards to the economics of it all. You could also say that one of the other areas where this has significantly showed in how animated movies have been treated is with regards to how certain studios put out their films and how they view them. There was a big piece of news in the last several years given the stupidity of the comments that were from the former CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, and they had came out in an interview at one point where he talked about his views on animation, and it riled people up for a good reason. He said openly that he doesn't believe that animation is for adults and tried to spin it in a way where he thinks that parents are going to put their kid to bed at night after watching an animated film that they will probably go and tune into another one after. It is a comment like this that showcased the out-of-touch nature of a business exec like himself. This was also during the time of which streaming had been viewed a lot more as the thing that businesses and studios would focus on. Recently, it seems that times are changing a little bit, but the point still stands that these comments really hurt the idea in mind for audience members that they would even feel the need to go and watch an animated movie in theaters and just wait for it on streaming. Disney specifically was probably also the worst company that those kinds of comments could be made for, given that they make their own original animated films, but also own a company like Pixar, who is known for having made some of the most popular animated films in history and the ones that have made the most money. This ties back into a film like Inside Out 2, which, as we are seeing right now, is most likely going to be not just one of the biggest animated films ever, but it could honestly end up being one of the biggest movies in general that we have ever seen at the box office. The movie has a 90-day theatrical window to make as much money as it possibly can, and with where it is right now, I have a feeling it's going to make so much more than where it is at the moment. Despicable Me 4 is almost somewhat in a similar situation, but not to the extent that Inside Out 2 is at. As of right now, the movie has made a good chunk of change, but I have a feeling if I were to predict it right now, it might not be as good as some predicted it would be. Now, that's not all bad news because I still think that the movie is going to make a lot of money, so I just want to make that clear when I say that. Together, both movies are going to be making more than $2 billion at the box office to continue this summer season. And the thing is, we are not even done with summer as far as how many more movies are coming that will probably make a lot of money. We have movies like Deadpool and Wolverine, Twisters, Alien Romulus, and a couple others that have yet to come out that will make a lot of money and only add to this summer's success. The point that I'm trying to make here with this video is that this is a good time to be someone who loves this genre of film again, especially with all the hardships that it has been going through lately the last however many years since COVID came in and then streaming also became big. I remember a time back when I was a kid where there was an animated film of big status coming out practically almost every year or every other year, and people were going out in droves to see them, and they were making a lot of money. Lately, it doesn't feel like that's been the case, and I'm just glad to see that movies like Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 are bringing it back to life. I would also conjure up for the sake of the argument that even movies like the Spider-Verse films have helped to bring this conversation back into the fold around the animation genre. While those first two movies were not billion-dollar level successes, they were still successes in their own way culturally in the matter of how they impacted so many people, and the quality of those movies has left a great impression on them. They are two of probably the most talked about films ever from an online perspective as well, socially, when you see people make all these memes about them and reference them in conversation. I have a feeling that when we get that third film, whenever we get it in the next 2 years or so, is going to be pretty massive, and I can't wait for that movie to help keep the flow of animation going. When it comes to my final thoughts on this, one of the last things that I want to mention is that it also is indicative on the industry itself to make sure that we continue having these conversations. You must focus less on thinking that animation is not a good form of art to be shown in movie theaters, and adhere to the words of people who prop it up, like Guillermo del Toro. That is a director who champions the genre every single day, and he should be used as inspiration for it. People really love the genre a lot, and you cannot let it go down through the economic purposes of certain things that will hinder them for being seen by people. Stop price gouging in the movie theaters, stop making streaming a focus for that genre, and then also make sure you put passion into those films as well, whether they are a sequel to a previous film in the franchise or a new original idea. This will ensure that not only animation thrives again, but the movie theater and film industry as a whole does too. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow film nerds, that is where this video is going to end. This is a very important video, so I would appreciate if we can have a conversation about it together. Leave your comments down below about what you think about this topic and all these details I talked about and my commentary on it. If you want to see more moving forward from me on this channel with regards to film and you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you are new here and turn on that notification bell to be updated for when I upload again. So yeah, that's a wrap, folks. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for the next video.